Hello, 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 and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing another story time. So today I'm going to be starting to tell you about a job I used to have. It was working in the mall at a candy store. I'm not going to name the name of the store because I don't want to put them out of business, but they might already be because, Corona, and they're not a good place. Anyway, so I worked at a candy store. So let's start at the beginning, how I got the job. So I got my friend. She's been telling me about all these jobs. All of them have been great jobs that I've gotten. Well, this job, randomly one day I was laying in my bed, and all of a sudden I got a text. It was like 8 something. It was like 8:30 or so at night, and I get a text from her, and she's like, "Hey, do you want a job?" And I was like, "Yes." So then she's like, okay, well, I'm working here at the store, and they're looking for more people. So I was wondering if you wanted to come up here and get an interview. And I was like, yeah, sure. So she was like, okay, well, we close in 20 minutes. I was like, oh, well, okay. So immediately I ran to the other room, told my parents, hey, my friend is offering me a job, and I have to go interview. And they closed in like 20 minutes. So I drove all the way up to the mall, and it took, it's a 15-minute drive. And when I got there, I ran up the stairs, found it, luckily, and then I went inside and they introduced me, and I met the owner. She was pretty nice. She was, yeah. She took me into the back, and I got a paper to fill out, and I started filling it out, and I'm like scribbling in answers, not even thinking about what I'm doing because I'm like, I have to hurry because they're about to close. Well, I finally finished, and I didn't answer a couple of questions because I was in a race for time. Well, I handed her the clipboard, and then she was like, okay, oh, you work there, that's cool. You go to school, nice. And then she was like, okay, you're hired. When can you start? I was like, I could start tomorrow. And she was like, okay, you start tomorrow at 1. I was like, cool, great. So then the next day was Sunday, and after church, I went to the store, and it was just me and the boss, because everyone else showed up like an hour later. Well, then she gave me a rough idea of how the store worked, and she taught me how to use her cash register. And so there's all these buttons and all. Not the code. I shouldn't have said that. Well, yeah. Well, I learned how to use the cash register, and there was like a rush of people, so I'm like, and then she's like, okay, you check out this person by yourself. Well, she went to go and work on loading up some fancy candy for a customer, and so then me, newbie, who's only been there for like 10 minutes, is checking out someone for the first time by herself, and then something goes wrong because I clicked the wrong button, and I'm like, panic, but it's fine. And then an hour later, my friend Macy showed up. No, it wasn't Macy. It was the other girl, Elise, who I actually knew. So it was me, Macy, and Elise, who all knew each other from high school. And the thing is our boss, she was like, I hate hiring people who know each other because if one of them quits, then they all quit. Which is true. But that's a different video. Anyway, so about the job. So you have to check people out, and when people aren't in the store, you have to walk around, and you have to make sure each of the scoops that you scoop the candy with are facing in the same direction. And if there's candy placed randomly around the store, you have to pick it up and bring it behind the counter and put it in a bucket. And so when at the end of the month, they can weigh all the candy and see how much money they lost. Well, that bucket that is gross because people sometimes they sneak candy in their mouth and spit it out, and then you have to go pick it up. Well, yeah, of course you have to wash your hands over and over again because it's candy and gross. Not the candy, but like people spitting it out. Well, there was that, and then also you had to dust off all the shelves. Well, there's like the ceiling is really high, so you have to get a ladder out, and you have to climb up, clean off all the shelves, move the things off, move back on, which is not bad. I'm not complaining. I mean, it sounds like I'm complaining, which I kind of am. But anyway, so you had to dust off the shelves. You had to make boxes so people could put candy in, which My entire time there, no one put candy in the boxes or any of the containers that we had. I mean, like, except for like twice. And so there's that. And then we had to, when closing, you had to sweep, mop, fix all the handles, and turn off all the lights, count the money, and put it in the safe and lock up. Well, it was my first day, and I closed. It was first day. Showed up at 1, ended up closing with everyone. Which, first day, barely know what I'm doing, but I learned how to close. Well, the next day, I went back around. The next day, I went back and had my job, did it. That was fun, and I learned how to make cotton candy. That was cool. Well, then the next day, third day there, since I ended up opening that day too. I opened that day, so I went home. And then the next day, they were like, "Oh, Abby, you get to open by yourself." What? It's my third day there. I barely know how to open, and then they're like, "Okay, you got this all by yourself." I'm like, "Great, fun." Well, I don't have a key, so that morning I woke up early, had to go to someone else's house, pick up a key, and then go back to the store and proceed to open it completely by myself. And when opening, you have to unlock the gate, turn on the lights, make sure that the candy display is looking cool. You have to count the money, make sure that there's the appropriate amount of money in there. And then which I always got there early because I didn't know what I was doing. But it was around Christmas time, so you had to turn on the Christmas lights and all that fun stuff too. And then make sure that the handles are facing all the same way. And that's basically opening. Well, I worked there by myself. That was fun. But later on, a different person showed up. But that's the basis of the job. It was a good job. It paid well, except for the time when they forgot to pay us. But we got paid eventually, right? That's all that counts, kind of ish. But this is just the beginning of the job, just the basis. I have so many stories to tell you. Good stories, bad stories, all kinds of stuff. But I hope you enjoyed the first video. Like if you want to see a part 2 about all the bad things that happened in the job, because it was a bad job. But I got time. Hope you do too. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, comment down below what you want to see in another video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!